Hey, Hound Dogs, I'm David Hankins.
And I'm Paul Hankins.
And welcome to On the Air with Power Squared. This week, our special guest is Rachel Wells. Welcome back to the show.
Hi, everybody.
Gosh, it's been since a whole week since we've seen you.
Oh my lord, so long.
So thanks for making the time. So we wanted to talk about issue 19, Kamaitachi. Is it Kamaitachi or Kamitachis?
Kamaitachi.
Kamaitachi, sorry. I haven't even pronounced it right. And I'm spelling it right, but I'm not saying it right. And you're sort of wrapping up the artwork for that issue. And we wanted to sort of just, as part of our putting together an issue, what's it look like wrapping it up?
Yeah. Absolutely. I know, right now I'm working on pages 17 through 20 along with the cover. So yeah, we're getting close to the end.
Oh.
At least on my part.
Yeah, there's still a few more steps to go. And then a waiting period of so we have to get 13 and 14 and all those in between out first.
Yeah.
Right. So, I guess I feel like this has been sort of a challenging issue. Have you felt that way too?
Yes, for sure. There's quite a few rounds of edits. I said it in the past, I think that's okay as long as we get it right,
Yeah. I know we've come back a lot. But yeah, as long as so is there is there a favorite scene or character or somebody that you've drawn that you...
You mean, in this issue?
Yeah.
Definitely the little Kamaitachi, because they're very cute. What was it? I know there's some pages where they just appear as silhouettes, but at first I drew them not as silhouettes because I kind of just misunderstood the script.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, they have to be silhouettes. And I'm like, oh, but they look so cute. But yeah, it's been fun. I like to design characters, and it's definitely been fun to explore these little designs. I know y'all have been showing off the character designs. I like designing their little sashes and their little weapons. It's just great.
Yeah. I like their different colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cute for being mean.
I guess as a reminder for those watching, they are somewhat based off of the Yosenju monsters from Yu-Gi-Oh! Specifically Yosenju Kama 1, 2, and 3.
But not enough to be sued over.
Right.
Yeah. Because Konami's got
I think
a lot
hopefully
more.
we're safe.
Yeah. Well, they're sort of drafting off of Japanese myth as well.
Yeah.
They make them up, so it's anyway. So yeah. So the Kamaitachis were your favorite thing to draw.
I'd say so, yeah.
Not wind or.
It's also nice because I might have said it in the past on this show, but when I have to draw environments that involve structures like a building or a room, it typically takes a lot longer than if I'm just drawing the forest, for example, because I have to lay down that perspective and I have to make sure things look right in proportion, like windows and doors, and that just takes a lot of time. Meanwhile, if I'm just drawing the forest, or in this case, in issue 19, it's the campus quad, which is just a bunch of trees and maybe a path. It's a lot easier. So that's definitely been just a lot easier on my workload.
I know one time we worked out a floor plan of Uncle Brian's apartment. Remember, that was sort of, we needed to figure out where the rooms were and stuff.
Yeah.
That was a challenge because we were working off of someone else's designs, but I'm not sure that person necessarily had a clear plan of what they wanted the apartment to actually be.
I guess
Probably
no,
not.
Yeah. But I was thinking maybe we should do a little map of the school at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an idea.
Well, I know.
I feel like though, since I don't necessarily have a very clear idea of what the school looks like, it would just kind of look like a mess.
Yeah. Well, kind of. Yeah.
reminds me with South Park: The Stick of Truth, because for that game they needed things to be in specific locations. So for the first time, Trey and Matt actually mapped out South Park.
Oh.
They're like, "Where is Kyle's house?"
But I mean, yeah, we have the science building and the gymnasium and the English building and just all over. I have no idea. The stadium, I have no idea where all that fits in together.
Yeah.
Student union. Maybe we should maybe do that as a little, like a little project to figure out where things are.
That's a thing that I've often come across, like whether I'm making a comic or doing storyboards, and like, how much should I plan out what I'm drawing here? Do I need a floor plan? Do I need a map?
Well, it'd be good if we had a map for the website.
Yeah.
Map out your.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
We could even maybe have it where it links to the this in some building. Have a link to this video or whatever, or to the videos.
There could be
or
a
something.
link, like there could be a place where you find a campus store, and then that can link to the actual
campus store. Yeah, there you go. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I somehow want to maximize this campus thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we could scam people into signing up and paying real money. I'm kidding. As a joke, if anybody's watching, no, we're not going to do that. So you're down to the last 4 pages of Kamaitachi. And so do you want to share some of what you have?
Yeah, I'd say let me start sharing my screen for one. I'm like most of the way through the pencils.
Okay.
I hope to
We're not trying to put you on the
done.
spot, so if you whatever you have is fine. We're not trying to.
You can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Oh God, I have to open Manga Studio.
That's cute.
All right.
Is that your desk where you do the work?
I wish. It's from. I have a bunch of desktops from Steven Universe.
Ah.
They're all super cute. The trouble with Clip Studio Paint is that I can only open one file at a time. It won't let me open multiple. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Get out of here.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, so we've got page 17 here. We have Kamaitachi number 3 showing down the boys. It's funny. I tend to pencil things in certain chunks. Like I always do the backgrounds first, so it kind of looks like this. And in this case, I'm drawing the Kamaitachi first. I don't know why I pick these things. I just kind of do.
That's fine.
And yeah, we've got him struggling here because Eli caught him, and then he's like, "All right, I give." And then here we have them sort of owning up and saying like, "Well, they made us do it."
Yeah.
And you can see them.
That's
kinda
our
like
idea to
mad.
attack you.
And then like we see number 3 healing them here, and then they go off, and we have the medicine left here, and then we just, for the boys, I just kind of have sketches thus far.
Okay.
So that's what I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can make them bigger.
Hmm?
So we can make it bigger. If you're listening to this, we're looking at
The end of the issue.
the end of the issue, the last 4 pages. I know it's exciting to go, yeah, look at that. But you can always watch it and see them. Okay, so they're all kind of penciled.
Yeah. It was weird in this particular panel, this panel number 3, to draw them like happy, because up to this point I've only drawn them angry.
Yeah. But they're relieved to be done.
It's all good.
Yeah. Have you been able to work at all on the cover?
Oh yeah, let me open that up. Just a bit. Where is it? Here we go. So you can see me, I drew the background. You can see me kind of cheating here because I copied the shot of the group from page 1 and just put it there so I can kind of just trace it later.
Uh-huh.
It's okay to trace your own work, kids. But I was gonna go over that, and then we have the Kamaitachi in the foreground here, kind of looming over them.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's sort of hard to see. on screen with the light in our face, but yeah, okay.
Right there,
Yeah, I kind of got those little.
Without the copy paste, here's like the sort of layout I want. The sketching.
So you talked a little bit about your process. So how do you go about putting together a page normally?
Well, let me just, it all starts with thumbnails, right? And, where was it? I've got thumbnails here. Oh, I have to move that. Yeah, I got thumbnails here, and then whatever thumbnails y'all like, David and Paul typically pick them out. I'll paste them into this page template that I have. Let's just get rid of this for a moment. I'll just blow it up. I'll take the thumbnail and I'll blow it up into like actual page size. So I've got a rough idea of what I've got going on. And if I need a perspective grid, I'll like draw a little perspective grid. Clip Studio Paint has a very convenient little perspective tool. And to be like, oh, this is my vanishing point here, my other vanishing points. Oops.
It vanished.
Oh no, it vanished.
Talk about vanishing point.
That's right.
Then I got little folders where I can put that on the right here, and then I can just use that to draw. But I'm not using that on this particular page. Yeah, let me think.
So then you blow it up, and then you draw over the thumbnails?
Yeah, I typically just draw over it, like bring the pencils back here. I've got like the Kamaitachi just sort of hanging out in this panel. And then, I've got the, what was it? I've got like this background here, and then I'll put a sketch on top of that. And then, at one point I get rid of the thumbnails because it just kind of gets in the way. And that's when I draw the characters on top of the background.
And then once you're done with the pencils, and we of course approve them, then you ink them.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And then I got ink in its own little thing here. And then I have like little sound effects up top here. There's not on this page yet, but I want to put like in this panel, I'll go like, crap.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I thought he was playing a guitar. just how small it was. I knew he wasn't, but just sort of.
With the script, I wrote in some non-standard sound effects. I think I was inspired by manga, especially because like One Piece likes to do that.
Right.
I guess in Japanese they have all sorts of weird onomatopoeia that we in English wouldn't think to use. But that's okay.
Like I distinctly remember in the Alabasta arc of One Piece, I think it was, there was a group shot that took up a whole page and a camel was part of it, so one of the sound effects was camel.
Camel. Yeah, I know in JoJo they have this classic like go.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Just.
So maybe we should. I mean, I've also noticed they have pages where it's not necessarily paneled off.
Yeah.
Like you have character and things happening sort of around them and kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We should figure out how to do that at some point. Or have the right story for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So, again, if someone's listening or watching for the first time, how long does it take you to do a page?
It really depends. Like I was saying earlier, if a particular scene requires a lot of structures that I need to actually really pay attention to and put care into, it'll lengthen the time it takes me to draw by quite a bit. Although in this case with issue 19, there's not a lot of perspective necessary, so it hasn't really taken me as long. Although, like we were saying, with the round of revisions, that's kind of tacked on some time, which is okay.
Right. Yeah.
But I'd say the average time it takes from start to finish, from thumbnail to finished inks, I'd probably say between like 13 and 20 hours.
A page?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Again, it can vary a lot based on what's going on. Like less panels is gonna mean less time. More panels are gonna mean more time.
Right.
And then with the complexity, that's gonna affect things a lot. So it can be hard to say sometimes, but it does take quite a bit of time.
Wow. That's a lot of work. I mean, we just look at it and go, oh, change this, but it's a major deal. Wow. All right. So, how long have you been working on this issue?
Couple
months?
Yeah.
Like 2-3 months. I mean, because she does
Like it, yeah.
It's 8 pages a month, so it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, like 3 months.
Yeah, but some batches have taken a little longer, just because of life stuff.
Yeah, we need to talk about that life stuff. I'm sorry, you're not allowed to have a private life. I don't know.
Oops.
No. That's all very understandable, and we're trying to be, understanding, I guess.
Yeah.
Because life comes up for us
I try my best to keep things moving, because I know, pencils and ink is the first part of the process. So if I hold things up, I'm the bottleneck.
Right.
But I know where Julia is in the process, so I know if she's not waiting for me, I can be a little bit more lenient with myself.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she's not. I don't know. I assume she's starting to color. We just haven't seen anything yet. Right.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, you're.
Definitely had projects where I was doing the lines and someone else was doing the color, and then I realized that the colorist is waiting on me, and I'm like, oh no.
I gave it to you with a day. Is it enough? No. Yeah, no, we're not cranking them out. Kind of 2 or 3 times a year.
Right.
Yeah. Hoping to build up anticipation. We were interviewing the one of the creators behind the delegates, and they put one out every 2 months.
Yeah.
It just seems like
cranking. I mean, a lot of comic creators come out with them once a month even, and with manga it's once a week, and I'm like,
oh
Jesus
yeah, no.
Christ, I can't do that. Oh God, how?
We saw it. Was it Comic-Con? They showed a little film about putting together a manga.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. That's your whole life doing that.
It's being a mangaka is more of a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Than it is a career.
It truly is. I don't know if you've seen. They count this full table of different big mangakas like Oda, and they're basically their daily schedule.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? It's absolutely mind-boggling.
Yeah, you need to just look at that.
Yeah. Because they have to.
Oh my God, I can probably find it. Did I stop sharing my screen?
What?
There we go. I remember seeing it in my comics class, actually. One of my here it is. Can you show me? It's just hard to imagine. Yeah, you can kind of see it here. Drawing. 1 hour, 2 hours of sleep. Drawing, meetings, drawing an hour for lunch.
Yeah.
And some days I have 1 or 2 meals a day. It's oh my God, I just can't.
Yeah. And also you can go from, being the mangaka to, when it ends, you might be back to coloring somebody else's stuff too, right? It's not a.
Yeah.
It can highs to low pretty quick.
It can depend. I remember with one of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Spin-off manga, they were also assistant on another.
Yeah. So yeah, I could just it would be your lifestyle. Yeah,
Yeah, it is. And notice how, like, sleeping is from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're just working the rest of the day.
Yeah. That would be just a killer schedule to have.
Yeah. That's kind of why
Really.
that's kind of why Araki switched to doing JoJo monthly instead of weekly, because he was getting too old to handle
I
a
really
weekly
don't blame
schedule.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, he's been doing JoJo since the 80s.
Yeah.
He's in his 60s. That's some dedication.
Yeah.
Yes.
60s. Yeah.
Did you know that Osamu Tezuka, the grandfather of manga, right?
Yeah.
He died when he was just 60. And he apparently he would brag about how much work he would get done. But he died at 60.
Wow. We can stop sharing your screen now if you want.
Oh, okay.
Because we're all like little tiny.
No.
I was gonna say, I remember
Get out of here. There we go.
remembering something about
Get out of here. Okay.
Eiichiro Oda is a workaholic to the point where he was hospitalized,
Yeah.
and he was still
gosh.
drawing while on the hospital bed, so they had to physically take the pen away from him.
You're driven. If that's if that's what you're doing, that's your life.
Yeah.
You want to keep doing it.
I mean, I do imagine that if you're writing like the best-selling and most popular comic of all time, there's a lot of pressure there.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Yeah.
But I imagine in that field, to get to that point, you have to really love it to the point
Yeah.
where it's hard to get yourself to stop.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, even if we weren't paying you, you would still be drawing something, right?
Most likely,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
So you'd be writing.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't for we are writing, even if it's not for a comic book. So, yeah, it's what you do.
Yeah.
It was somebody was talking to Paul McCartney about when you're going to retire, and he goes, "What do you mean retire? This is what I am." And I guess he talked to Willie Nelson, who's older, and it was the same. I'm not retiring. I don't know what that is.
It's true. I often think about that because, of course, I would love to just draw forever, but I know at some point my hand is probably going to stop working.
Well, you do hand exercises to keep it. Yeah.
I ought to do that. Yeah, there is this book for just specifically for comic artists about hand exercises, and I was thinking of picking it up. Eventually, I will.
All right. Yeah, because you're really dependent on.
Yeah. Probably the same thing with musicians. The hands are really key.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, any creative work, really.
pretty much. Yeah. You also need for what you do. You also need eyesight and all that too.
My hands, man, they're crazy little instruments.
So, anything else you want to talk about?
One more thing related to hands.
Sure.
But Penny Arcade, I remember years ago, there was actually a strip about how they weren't letting Microholic do any extreme stuff, because if he broke his arm, then like 12 people would be out of a job.
Yeah.
Mm.
People
Yeah,
do get dependent.
that'd be really tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably It's a small operation. You're depending on two guys to crank something out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 3 JPEGs up on the internet every week.
Yeah. I mean, and you think that sounds like a lot of pressure, but it's not putting up 10 pages or whatever it is for a mangaka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mangakas have to put out like 20 pages.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Ugh, can't imagine.
you have to have all that much story too.
Yeah.
That's a lot of just.
Yeah, like I remember when you pitch to Shonen Jump in particular, you have to say like, this is a 3-year series or this is a 5-year series, and that's part of how they determine if they're gonna give you a pilot chapter or not.
Well,
So you have to, And you also have to have like 3 chapters already ready to go.
Well, yeah, I can see that. Then we'll see where it's
I
gonna, how it's
totally
gonna
see
work.
that.
Yeah.
Wow. And it's 20 pages a week?
Yeah.
It's 1,000 pages a year.
Unless you do a gag manga, which is 15 pages, which is why Dragon Ball chapters are short.
Okay. That's like 1,000 pages a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
They just do it.
Yeah. I can't imagine. I really just
The other
can't.
thing about manga is that they cut with 20 pages or so a week, and it looks amazing.
Well, they have,
I mean,
they have
like, I could probably do 20 pages a week, but it would look like garbage.
but they have a crew, though. It's not just them.
Yeah, they have
It's true, they have
assistants.
assistants.
Yeah.
That certainly helps, I'm sure.
Who sleep at their desk, I guess.
Some probably do.
I mean, it would be an
remembered
experience.
I remember I was reading I've been reading through My Hero Academia, trying to get caught up, right?
Yeah.
And one of the chapters, I'm reading it through the Viz app. One of the chapters was just in pencil, or at least a portion of it. And I was like, whoa, look at that. I guess with this particular chapter, they couldn't get everything finished in time because of some holiday weekend.
Yeah.
So they just came out with a portion of it in pencil.
Wow.
But I thought that was so cool. Like, whoa, I get to see pencils.
It ends up giving it kind of a charm.
Yeah. So I guess after this, after these 4 pages in the cover, we're moving on to another story.
Yeah.
Yeah, issue 20.
Yeah, so we'll be, I guess, yeah, issue 20, and I get 21, 22. 21, 20, 21.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so easy to just throw numbers out there, but yeah. Yeah, you've been doing this since issue 6.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. And so,
2018 I started. Soon it'll be, what will be the 5th year or the 6th year?
well, 2018 would be, this is 3 years.
Yeah.
So we're coming up on 4. When did you start exactly?
2018.
But I mean, January or September or yeah, we could look.
January, I think, right?
February. Okay, it was about the beginning of the year. Yeah, so we're coming up on 4 years.
Yeah.
That's pretty
That's-
cray.
And that seems like a lot of. I mean, at the rate we're going, she's done 14 issues in 3 years.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's pretty awesome. It's been a wild ride.
Yes, if only if it were more profitable, that's the best thing. It's fun to do. I just, want more people to see it, obviously.
Yeah.
So I think that wraps up
Okay.
this episode.
All right.
If you are watching this on YouTube and you enjoyed this conversation, leave a like and consider subscribing and ringing that bell.
I want to thank Rachel Wells for taking time out on a Friday night to be with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
So I'm David Hankins.
I'm Paul Hankins.
Until next week, this has been On the Air with Power Squared.